Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And this movie came out in 2005 and it's directed by Tim Burton. And I have seen this movie before. I've seen it at least twice, maybe? I might have seen it three times before. I don't know. I've seen it at least a couple of times. I feel as though that's accurate. And I didn't really connect with this movie back then. Didn't really have much of a love for it. I think the only times I watched it was when it was just on TV and there was like nothing else for me to watch. I was like, I'll just put this on and it'll just help pass the time, I guess. And that's the only purpose it served. And as that, it works. I found the movie to be entertaining throughout. I wasn't bored. But I think I've said this multiple times, or I kind of just stopped saying it after a while. Just because I find a movie entertaining throughout doesn't mean it's good. Would I say this movie is good? No. I do like how this movie looks in the sense that it feels like a Tim Burton movie. You can tell it's a movie from him. I do prefer a movie with style as opposed to a movie without a style for the most part. The film had some production value, I can give it that, when we had practical sets and things that were in camera that looked good. I thought Johnny Depp did a great job in the sense that I saw a character, not Johnny Depp. I think he's a good character actor, and he does a great job with that. And Christopher Lee, when he shows up, I do like him a lot. He doesn't have much to do, but it's always nice to see him. Rest in peace. The only scene in this movie that was kind of memorable and fun for me was the inventing room scene. I felt as though, yeah, that's more or less what I would want from this type of stuff. And I wish we got to hear a bit sooner and we had more of the good stuff in this film. And this movie is pretty much just a remake of the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, even though it's based off a book of the same name, that being Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But I feel as though the good version is just Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and they just do everything so much better in that movie. Like, the songs are memorable, the characters are very distinct and likable, or at least understandable, and you can see them as real people for the most part. Whereas in this movie, it kind of has that, but there's nothing really memorable about them. They're kind of just given one thing, and they're expected to use that for the rest of the movie, and they just don't really have anything else to them. Like the fat kid, he just loves to eat. That's all there is to his character. The one gamer, he's just annoying and just I couldn't even say anything about him. The one girl who's like chewing gum constantly. Uh, what's her character outside of that? I don't know. She's a champion at pretty much everything. She convinces herself that she's a winner. I don't know. Not really an interesting character, if you ask me. And then there's the one spoiled brat who, like, everyone hates. And then there's Charlie, who is just generic main character. Let's always do the right thing. And he always knows what the right thing is. And that's all there is to his character. There's nothing interesting about him. In the original film, he had like hopes and dreams and wanted to, do something about that. But in this movie, there's nothing to him. He's just, I'll just live with what I have, and I'm only doing things because the script needs me to do so. And although I did praise the look of this movie, that it does look like a Tim Burton movie, I also wasn't a fan of the lack of color in this movie. Sure, it does get a bit more colorful once we get to the chocolate factory, but there were plenty of moments in this movie where I was like, ugh, this looks disgusting. I don't like how this looks. And the visual effects in this movie, they did not age well. And they honestly reminded me of some of the worst shots in the prequels, like the Star Wars prequels. Like, that's how bad it was to me. I found the tone of this movie to be all over the place. It was trying to be appealing to adults and also kids at the same time, but it never once satisfied either of these audiences. It just felt very conflicting. Whereas the original, it's a movie for all ages, and you can just enjoy it. Just put it on, watch it, you'll have a great time. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you'll enjoy it and get something out of it, at least. And when it tries to be creepy and mysterious, it's actually very effective. I'm talking about the original, whereas this movie, it tries to do that, doesn't really work, just feels out of place. This movie is also longer than Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it never once feels as though it's justifying its runtime. It just feels like padding, and it just feels stretched out for no reason. There wasn't really a lot of scenes that were fun for me. I was entertained, like I said already, but I was kind of just not really feeling a lot of emotions and just passively watching it because it was well paced, I guess. And the movie also tries to give Willy Wonka a backstory, which I didn't really care for. Just didn't really add to anything and felt pointless overall. There were lots of changes that this movie made. For instance, the look of the Oompa Loompas. Didn't care for that. I did not like Willy Wonka's redesign in this movie. It just looked kind of off and goofy looking in a way that did not add to the overall feel of the movie. I wasn't really a fan of any of the songs in this movie, outside of one, that being in the squirrel scene. That was the only kind of memorable one, but the rest of them I couldn't hum you a single beat. And this movie pretty much just tried to replicate the original at times and recreate certain moments, but unfortunately, it just felt worse and less interesting. And that's about all I have to say about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Not great, kind of forgettable, disposable, never gonna watch it again. I just watched it because it was on Netflix, and it was also somewhat nostalgic for me, so I thought, why not? I'll give it a shot, and it wasn't great. I'd much rather just watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so skip this one if you ever come across it. It's just not great. Watch either Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Wonka. Those are much better movies. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Charlie and the Chocolate Factory a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Body in the Locker. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.